Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I wanted to get a video out. We're gonna make this quick because it's Saturday and I got shit to do. But basically, I know that there's a lot of emotions going around right now. Everyone's, either fearful or they have FOMO, which is never justifiable. But I'm sure if you're sitting in cash, even if you're not afraid, holding on for your dear life right now, you are probably asking yourself, "Oh shit, is this the bottom? Do I need to be buying Bitcoin right here, right now?" Should I have this FOMO? Am I going to miss the next bull run? And then if you are exposed to the market, of course, you're asking yourself, oh shit, do I need to capitulate? All that stuff. This is very much the time of the year where everybody comes out and says, "I told you so." And you need to kind of tune out that noise because all it's going to really do is create a lot of emotion. And you need to refrain from having a bias. So here's my take on how I have been able to remain unbiased through this market and kind of just flowing. Bruce Lee has a quote, you need to be like water. If you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into a bowl, it becomes the bowl. So you kind of just need to be willing and able to adapt to no matter what the market is doing. And therefore, you have to have some sort of understanding of what is the fucking market doing, right? So here's my take on it. Uh, Truthfully, if we want to be honest with ourselves, markets only ever do one of two things, right? We either uptrend or we downtrend. If you're going to sit here and tell me that you're a genius because you've been in Bitcoin since 2016 and it's only gone up for all of infinity, cool. You might as well have flipped a coin and guessed heads or tails, and here you are. You got it right, right? Congratulations. 50-50. You're only ever going to do one of two things. Obviously, that's not how the probabilities work. There's a ton of variables, but that's how I kind of think about it, right? You're either only going to go up or you're going to go down on a large scale, and then you can scale that analysis down to lower time frames, right? So Bitcoin is a historically uptrending asset on something like the weekly chart or the monthly chart, but it might be downtrending on the daily as it is right now, right? So you only ever do one of two things. On top of that, within those two things, there's two other things that you might do. So this is called a range, right? That's a range, and that kind of just implies that we're not doing either of these, right? We're not going up and we're not going down. We're just simply going sideways, right? And the other thing is consolidation. And that implies that you're doing a mixture of both of these. So you're not going up, but you're not quite going down. Instead of creating lower highs and lower lows, and instead of creating higher highs and higher lows, you are creating lower highs and higher lows. So again, you're kind of just going sideways, right? The conclusion of this ends up being either down or up. The conclusion of this ends up being either up or down. So in the end, you end up doing one of these two regardless, right? So n- what I'm trying to say here, and maybe I'm not doing a great job getting my point across, is we're only ever going to head to this top right corner, or we're going to head to this bottom right corner, right? If we're heading to the bottom right corner, you need to continue assuming that we're probably going to continue heading to the bottom right corner. If we head to the top right corner, you need to continue assuming that we might keep heading to the top right corner. And that's how you trade trends, right? And that's how you ensure that when we're in a bull market, you are participating in the bull market. And when we're in a bear market, you're not participating in the bear market, right? And then the noise in between where we're going sideways, like these 4 months, you can totally just fuck off, right? And the only emotions that stem from this range here for the past 4 months, from like January 5th to April, let's say, not even, right? May 9th ish, right? The only emotions that stem from this range where you get 4 months to decide, do I want to sell Bitcoin at 40K? Or do I want to buy Bitcoin at 40K? Or do I not want to do anything at 40K? Right? The only emotions that stem from that price action are if you cannot see that we are just simply going sideways for the past 4 months. Right. And obviously, it doesn't, you don't know that we're just going to go sideways here because we're still very much in a downtrend. Right. But eventually, that thought process should come across. I have a video that I put out before this chop even started to occur, called fear of chop. And then what do you think happened? We started to chop, right? And it all stems from experience, but mostly it stems from a very basic understanding of we're either going to do one of really four things. And I need to be able to justify and portray something, one of those four things, so that my brain, my puny little human brain, can digest it and therefore take action off of it or not take action off of it, right? For these basically 4 months, a lot of this time period, I wasn't even trading. And to be quite honest, this is very arrogant of me and probably triggering to say, but I might have outperformed a lot of you. And I really can only remember two trades. I bought Bitcoin here and I bought Bitcoin there. And then I sold my Bitcoin when we re-entered the range, and I haven't looked back since. That's it. I've taken two trades from January to May on Bitcoin, and I might have outperformed 99% of you, and that speaks volumes, right? So we need to be able to determine how are we doing, or what are we doing out of one of four things, right? You have a 25% chance of being right. So what I want to say is I might have to move this into another video so that this one isn't too long, but TA, technical analysis, is either speculation or interpretation. So, what I mean by that is if you're drawing something like, let's say, a trend line, that is total speculation. I might not have that trend line drawn on my chart. That is something that you arbitrarily put onto the chart. It's not statistical data, right? So it's speculative. That goes for this range, that goes for these gray boxes that I have drawn, right? All of that is speculation. You might not see it the same way that I see it, and that's perfectly fine. Something like volume, right? That's interpretation now. You see the same volume statistics that I see. The only difference is how are we interpreting it, right? And because of those two variables, speculation and interpretation, that's why we're allowed to have markets. If everyone saw the same thing, then we wouldn't have a market, right? There would be no bids to our asks, there would be no asks to our bids. So basically, what I'm trying to say is regardless of the speculation or the interpretation, you just need to be able to tell me what are we doing on the chart out of four options, right? A, B, C, or D. Are we going up? Are we going down? Are we doing neither? Or are we doing a mixture of both? And that's really, you should have a conclusion regardless of what the TA is, regardless of the speculation, regardless of the interpretation. You should just have a way to interpret that and digest it for you know your human brain, which is probably less puny than mine. uh, so what I'm trying to say is I have a 4 second rule. And if it takes you longer than 4 seconds to tell me, are we going up? Are we going down? Are we doing neither of those and just going sideways? Or are we doing a mixture of those and going sideways? If it takes you longer than 4 seconds, then you're coping. You're probably better off just not even paying attention to that asset and moving on to something totally different. And then applying another 4 second rule, it should take you less than 4 seconds to determine for that asset, are we uptrending, downtrending, sideways, or ranging, right? So, um, and again, how you do that is total vanity. It's all bullshit. It's just so that you can interpret it. I don't care if you use 4 hour 200 moving averages. I don't care if you use market structure. I don't care if you like to draw, Fibonacci retracements. I don't care if you use astrology, Gan theory, Ichimoku. It does not fucking matter. But just have a way to portray what out of the four things are we doing. So my system is very simple. I'm going to use 4 hour 200s and market structure and a mixture of some gray boxes here and there. And with my system, I am able to tell you within 4 seconds, and we're going to go through a little bit of my watch list of what the hell are we doing for said chart. So for Bitcoin, it very much takes me less than 4 seconds to tell you this is 100% a downtrend. We are heading to this bottom right corner, right? See how quick this analysis is. That's an uptrend. That's a downtrend. downtrend, 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 uptrend, downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. That's more of like a sideways, so we're not really doing much, right? There's no real analysis here. Are we uptrending? No. Are we downtrending? Not really. So we're just kind of going sideways within a range. So neither downtrend, downtrend, right? It very much should take you less than 4 seconds to determine what the hell are we doing for the chart. If it takes you longer than 4 seconds, you're probably coping. You're probably succumbing to your own emotions, your own bias, and potentially narratives as well. So hopefully this helped you guys. I know a lot of people are very emotional and probably biased right now and looking towards narratives and all those things. But maybe consider using this as like a system to help refute that. I hope this helps you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, got some value from it. If you want to trade with me, my referral link for Bybit is in the description. I also have some donation addresses there for Bitcoin and ETH. I'm not asking for anything ever, but a lot of you guys have asked me, you want to donate to me, and I very much appreciate that. It humbles me. So thank you so much. And let's be real here. I want to be able to afford avocado toast during the bear market still. And I need to potentially move out of my mom's basement one day. Not really. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's it for me. Take it easy.